Hi, fifth graders. Today we are going to read chapter 8 of A Tangle of Knots. Don't forget to check out the recipes that are being posted into that doc. If you do try out any recipes with your family, make sure to send us a picture. The most recent one is Will's S'mores Cake, a cake that always disappears quickly. Sounds good. Okay, so chapter 8 is titled Will. Will's mother liked to say that Will had a talent for getting lost. But in all his 6 years, Willard Asher had never once been lost. How could he be lost when he always knew exactly where he was? At that very moment, for example, Will was inside the walls of the Ashers' apartment building, navigating with the help of an outmoded, dumb waiter that probably no one but him knew existed anymore. "Today's the day," he told his ferret, Sally, as he tugged at the dumb waiter's chin, hand over hand, pulling the two of them slowly down through the walls of the building. He was always careful to keep a close eye on Sally when they went exploring. She had an unfortunate habit of running off, usually to hide something shiny she discovered. Sally loved to hide shiny things. "We're going to find an adventure today, I just know it." In reply, Sally snuggled tighter against his neck and chattered out a click, click, clack. Will and Sally searched for adventure together nearly every day. They knew exactly what adventure looks like because of the storybooks Will read. Giants, monsters, cake. That was what the knights in the storybooks always found on their adventures. Well, Will had added the cake part himself, but it really did belong in any good adventure. Will pulled himself all the way down to the first floor, then all the way back up to the 12th. He passed Mrs. Castillo's apartment on the 11th floor, heard her brushing her teeth. He passed the Sansonist on the floor 10, listened a while to the game show they were watching on TV, and he passed old Mr. Watkins on the 9th floor, heard him hollering about gum in the elevator. At every stop, Will nudged his face into the cracks of the mostly plastered-up wall to see what he could see. No adventure. Slowly, Will made his way back to the 12th floor and squeezed out from behind the wardrobe in Marigold's bedroom. That was when he heard the noise. Although it was less of a noise and more of a flip you on your head, pound your pancreas to pudding sort of tumult. The crash shook the whole floor, the whole apartment. It had come from the living room where Zane had been reading. Will and Sally reached the living room at the same moment as Marigold. "What was that noise?" she asked. "What happened?" At first, Will didn't understand what could possibly make his sister freeze in the middle of a sentence like that. At first, all Will noticed was Zane, sitting silently on the armchair, his face white with terror, his eyes round and unblinking. And then, of course, Will noticed the rest of it. Where just minutes earlier there had been a living room wall with a wide window, now there was nothing. Only swirls of fog. Zane sat before the enormous gaping hole, clutching the armchair's rest so tightly, his knuckles were purple. A small black bird flew and just for a moment nipped at the knitted doily on the back of Zane's chair. Sally hopped down from Will's shoulders and scurried across the floor to the edge where the wall had been. "Sally!" Will cried as he followed her, picking his way across the rubble. "Careful!" He scooped her up. "What happened?" This time, Marigold managed to get out a full sentence. Will dropped to his belly for a closer look. His nose dangling over the edge as he gazed down into the fog. "It looks like," he said slowly, not quite sure he believed his own eyes, "a hot air balloon." Click, click, clack. Sally seemed to agree. It was a hot air balloon, smashed to bits on the sidewalk 12 stories below. The basket was crumbled, the red and blue striped bag ripped and deflated. The passengers were nowhere to be seen. Cars were honking, a passerby with a ruined bag of groceries was cursing at the sky, but as far as Will could make out, nothing had been damaged besides the Ashers' living room wall. It wasn't quite an adventure, but it sure was something. What a chapter, right? Okay, guys, enjoy your day.